All right. What is up? Tim, J Tim, is this the last step? The last step in rehab. Huh. In this kit, yes. Well, not the last step. Maybe the last day. The last couple of steps, I think, if that's what you meant. Should be the last build. Let's see how many steps we have left. There she be. Here's everything that we've made. The 6 arms, the 2 boosters. How many steps? We're done with that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. And then we're all done. Well, we're done building. I don't think I'm going to put water slides and stuff on stream. I may do that off stream. Just, it's not very fun. It's just putting stickers in water and taking them out. But we got these, the boosters. They're done. I didn't want to put these on, mostly because I'd have to lift this whole thing up to put them on, and then the whole thing would be even more unstable. And maybe I'll do this after the fact. But for now, these are going into the... I'll put them under the Christmas tree. You guys can't even see the Christmas tree, but there's a Christmas tree. Can you see the lights? You can see the lights in the TV. The reflection. So that's proof that there's actually something there. All right, is this working? I didn't even check. Let's do... Oh, it's working. All right, good. Ooh. Let's just jump in. Because we got a lot to do today. A lot in the sense of it's only a few steps, but if you remember yesterday, I counted we have to do one part 30 times. There's 6 hands, 5 fingers on each hand. 30 fingers we have to create. And they're not even fingers, they're like gun barrels. So it's like 30 gun barrels that get popped onto each wrist. Okay, 5 that get on each wrist. 6 total. For the math nerds out there who were like, that doesn't add up right. So first steps first. We're going to put this wrist plate on, a little bit of panel lining, and then we're going to pop the... I don't know what you want to call that. The end of the arm, something that kind of closes up this hole. This whole hole, I almost said, but I stopped with one. Thankfully, it's a lot easier to dig through the parts now because they're just, you know, empty runners with the two parts that I need on them. So I can go, oh, there it is. I can just... identify them much quicker than when it was 2 full box worth of parts that I had to dump onto a table. Actually, it was more than I could dump onto a table because they spilled onto the floor. But we're getting there. This is I'm scheduled for a 2.5 hour stream. If we run long, we run long. No big deal. We'll stick it out to finish this tonight. But I always wonder, like, what are we going to do if we run short? Like, what if I get done and... I mean, I don't think I will, but, like, you know, what if you get done in the first hour? What do I do for another hour? I didn't have, like, a backup plan. So let's hope that's not the case. It won't be, but just, you know. The wristices. There they are. Wristicles. So these are all the fingers as well. I could eyelash. I could cut all this stuff out now, but I don't have room on my desk to assemble all this because this stuff just takes up so much room laying it all out. So I'll keep these handy and we'll get all these parts made up then the wrist and the forearm cover popped on, and that'll clear out a bunch of desk space. That's mostly what I need. This desk has always been adequate for building a kit, even perfect grades. It was pretty good at building perfect grades, but something this size, you quickly run out of room. So I'm going to have to go over all these arms. I'm going to pick the two best. And those are going to be the front ones. And the four worst will be the ones around back. And I don't necessarily mean best or worst like... I don't know. Some of them, it is a high grade. Some of the gaps don't close up exactly. Or some of the panel lining washed out a little bit. So I'm like, well... I don't need to be like super clean with all this stuff. That's what's really confused me the most, is the size of the parts having no detail, because at the end of the day they are high grade level where they're not going to have a lot of surface detail. I'm used to something this size being perfect grade or maybe master grade, which is covered with surface detail. So that's honestly why I thought this kit might take a little bit longer. I think I assumed maybe just with the size of the parts there'd be more detail than there is. I thought it might take me, well, I was going to say I thought it would take me almost a month to build this up. But so far we're on 3 weeks, so I can't really say that I was that far off, right? What was that? What is going on? My phone do be blowing up. It had been pretty chill. Right up till I get on stream, right? That's life. Now, those are cut out, but they're not that great. What was so important you needed to interrupt me? Nothing. USA Gundam Store has a sale going on. 20% off coupon code. That's what they emailed me. I'm going to move these out of the way because my camera is focused a little low. And I kind of have to... It sucks because like right here it's blurry, and if I autofocus it to make it work here, then this is blurry. So I got to remind myself to work down at like matte level. I had autofocus on for a while, but like I just moved my hands too much, and anytime I would lift something up, it'd go blurry and autofocus, and bring it down. It was just kind of like schizo. People complained about it. They were like, "Can you make that calm down?" So I will just do fixed focused for now, and have to remember to work where I am in focus for you guys. It's not that big of a deal, but it would be for water slides. Holy cow, I'm just thinking about that. Like I water slide right up here. It's not even on camera. much like yesterday, today's stream is brought to you by the number 6. Because we'll be doing everything 6 times. Except for the stuff that we'll be doing 30 times. I'd like to be only doing that 6 times, but it is what it is. I actually had second thoughts about maybe I wanted to not display this with the boosters, but realizing how big the butt flap is, that is going to be so deep it's going to take up the entirety of the shelf. And I thought maybe if I raised it all the way up, I could put like kits underneath it and kind of reclaim some of the lost space. I don't know. It'll be a work in progress for sure. But I think I might try the boosters. See how it goes. See how much I can fit underneath there. Maybe some standing kits. I don't have a lot of standing kits up there, mostly because I reserve the top shelf for like the really dynamic or really large kits that need a lot of room. But I might be able to reconfigure a lot of that layout and get some standing high grades underneath it, maybe. Something that doesn't take up massive amounts of space. Something of 144 scale, I would assume. But we'll see. All right. Rough edges. Thankfully, these are on an edge that oh, we are going to see these. Okay. We're going to see this side. So I want to make sure they're flat. And I don't want to sand these because if I sand them, I could take too much of the corner off because you can see it's just a point. And there's a little bit of crud just on this vertical tip here. So I'm trying to shave that off without shaving down too much of the meat. That one's a good one. We're going to save that one. That one's a good one. Those will probably be the front 2 arms. Yeah, that one got a little bit chunked up. Problem with the God hands is they cut so clean that sometimes you can take off a little bit too much plastic, like stuff you didn't intend to, and then you're like, damn it, now I went too far. I don't know if I like the way that looks. Oh, I sure don't like that. But we'd clean that up. I meant the front of the wrist. I don't know if I like the way this looks because there's like a pit there, and it feels like maybe that should be like covered in black. But the problem is there are 4 on each arm, and then there's 6 arms. So I'm like, do I want to color in 24 little pits? No, I don't. That sounds horrible. Plastic is very porous. Probably, yeah, I'm gonna need to use the eraser on that. Alright, those are the two good ones. We're going to throw these over here. Not to imply the other ones are bad, but they're the cleanest of the two that I have. Ugh. Every time I see my hair from the side, it looks weird. I comb it looking obviously straight into the mirror, and then I see it from the side, and I'm like, what? So the problem is, why I'm afraid of trying to color one of them in, is because if I color it in and I like it, I'm going to have 23 more to color in. Oh gosh, I don't know if I want to sign up for that. I did the same thing. Well, I guess if I hold it like this, I can color in all four, but let's not think about that. It would be easier if I had like a Sharpie, because then it's just the thinness of the Gundam marker that's like, oh, I'm gonna have to color in so much. All right, can we do the last two without popping out of the lines? We shall see. Oh. Nope. That came out twice. Oh, whatever. Aha, didn't come out that time. I was prepared for it. playing a lot of Super Robot Wars lately. That has exposed me to so many different franchises that I probably wouldn't have even known about. Oh God, really? Oh, there are. God damn it. There's even more pinstriping on this than I thought. Like, I can feel it. I'm like, it feels like there's something there. And it's because there is. Maybe we'll get the whole hand together. And we can do the whole thing as one unit. Alright. So now we gotta look for two of the best looking arms. That doesn't look good. One looks better. These two look okay. This one looks better than this one. Alright, these are going to be my front two. So we're going to pop these on. Which one? Does it matter which goes? No, it doesn't matter which way goes first. So we're going to pop. These are the front two arms. And then these are going to be the back four. Whoa. So this, I don't know how much of this. Decent amount, okay. So today's stream suddenly got a lot longer, and it is because of massive amounts of panel lining. And shaving down these nubs. So there's two holes, two closer together, two further apart. It makes it obvious that this can only go on one way, so it goes on like that. I don't know how much. At least we're gonna do two. Let's do two of these. Let's see what the black looks. Oh yeah, the black shows. It shows nice and dark. It looks good too. Crap. See, that's what I was afraid about on the other one. I was like, if it looks good, I'm gonna want to do it. Oh. Oops. Oh shit. Oops. Let's get that cleaned up right away. That came off almost instantly. Like, I like that quick muting microphone. Ugh. You guys don't have to hear me blast a sneeze right in your ears. Ooh, you know, that tightens up really nice with that piece holding it all down. Because up until I popped that on, it all kind of felt a little crunchy and sloppy. But that like squeezes all four sides really tight. I like that. Now, how much do we see? We kind of see it. That sucks. Oh, again. Oh, that felt good. Testing this one to see if it's easier to panel line with it on, because it gives me a little bit more to hold, like a handle. No, it's not necessarily easier because I gotta work directly over it. Yeah, doesn't stand out that much, but every single one. It does feel good when you close it up. Ooh, and my wrists and my hands feel sore. And that is from all the awkward squeezing I was doing working on the boosters. Like, deep in my wrists here, like, from squeezing and tightening with my fingers as hard as I could. Really working the muscles deep in the wrists. We're almost done. There's 5. I really wish I had the, what do you want to call it? The effects kit, like the halo of this. I saw it up on P Bandai before I had this kit, and I obviously didn't want to buy it. And I don't think I've seen it since then. And now I look on eBay and stuff, and it's going for like $95, and it's like, it's literally just a ring of plastic. Not even plastic, like hologram material. I'm not paying $95 for that. I'll wait until P Bandai does another run for like 20. Okay. So we got 79 complete. That's what we just did. So now we have to do a finger onto the knuckle 30 times, and then we have to take 5 fingers and put them onto like the wrist 6 times. That's so crazy. And then we got to do the top part, and then we pop that on. So it's coming together, but we're going to have to do 30 times. This is going to be boring. Not boring, but repetitious. 30 times. Like, I got to cut out these 30 times. And these 30 times. There's going to be so much cleanup. Here my foolish ass was thinking, oh, I'll be done early. Z21. All right. That's funny. Z21. It sounds like I'm counting down. One, 2, 3. God, and each one has 3 nubs. There's 90 nubs just from the knuckles, and it's going to be another 90 from the fingers. All right, well, there's 10. $20. $30. All right, and while we're here, I don't need these yet. We're cutting these wrists out just so I can throw these runners away. These are the wrist parts. Oh, go over there. All right, the wrist, and now another runner to the junk pile. And another one. And this one has a booster on it. We needed 5, so we cut out the 2 other ones and then this one. So now this one is just junk, I assume. Oh, crap. I forgot. Yeah, that's going into that pile. All right, well, we'll have it. For now, that one's junk. And now, 30 fingertips. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. 10. Oh my gosh, this is so many parts. 20. All right, here we go. We got this. I'm trying to find like the most efficient ways to cut them where I can just go from one to the other without having to like totally re-angle the nippers. $30. Whew. All right, time to go insane. That's not bad. We're only like half hour into this. We still got 2 hours to go. Oh God. Oh God. Look at this mess. So I don't even know how I want to tackle this. Do I want to do like one hand at a time? Because I don't want to cut. Oh God. Maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to drive myself nuts if I try and do like all 30 in a row. But it's easier to get like in a rhythm. What are people? What? Shut up. All right, these big things, we only got 5. Let's get these out of the way. I'm not happy about all this nub mark stuff because this is the plastic that doesn't clean up the best. I really don't want to sand every one of these. Hoping I don't have to. Yeah, they're kind of all right. So that's done. Two. Three. Forget where the edge of my camera is sometimes. 4. Cleaned up pretty nice. I never realized there was this much repetition to this kit. God damn it. All right. We're going in. This whole shot glass is going to be nothing but dark plastic, I bet, once we're all done. I don't even know how to start. So, should I cut these off and pop them right on the wrist? Maybe? There's only one way these can go. I'll do that. I'll cut them off and put them right on the wrist, so it's a little bit more cleaned up, not piles of stuff. And then I don't have to figure out which one did I trim, which one did I not trim. They're trimmed, and they're on a wrist. Whoa, 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 whoa. thought yesterday was bad when I had to do 6 of something, and I said I felt like a line worker. Now I'm doing 30 of something. Although, if I were a line worker, I'd probably just have one of these steps. It would just be like cut it out, and then somebody would sand it, and then somebody else would assemble it. So it would probably be more efficient if I were a line worker than whatever the heck I'm doing now. Alright, is this it? Are we done? One hand? We're done with one hand. How about that? Not even one hand, that's just the wrist with 5 little finger sockets, knuckle joints on it. My watch has been like itching and irritating this whole stream. I don't really know why. Why are you itching me? Alright. There's one done. I don't know if it's better to do that. I mean, at least it'll stop me from having a third pile of like, these are the completed ones. These are the incomplete. I don't... Let's just move these off. Much as I didn't want it to be the case, it feels like I'm going faster when I'm just doing one thing, because I don't have to constantly be putting the nippers down, pick the nippers up, grab the file, use the file, get the rag. So unfortunately, for my sanity, we're going to do it all in one go. We're going to do all the clipping. All the sanding, all the everything. At least we're close to the end, right? So whatever we end up doing should finish out the stream. Maybe. I don't know. 5. Alright, so that's 2 hands worth. We still have 15 more to go. Ugh. Ugh. And my wrist is still bothering. What's up with my wristwatch? 2. This one looks bad. Why does this one look so bad? I don't know why this one looks so bad, but we're going to put this one right in the middle. So that the jank is blocked off on every corner. Now, as painful as this is, the fingers are probably going to be even more painful because they're round. Meaning, there's probably going to be a lot of sanding that is required. Maybe, I don't know. Because with these, I can just make a flush cut. But it feels like when they're round, it's going to be like... You can't cut flush. You're going to have to like sand some of the nub. Two more to go. We got this. We got this. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But once again, I agree that doing everything in one step is faster. All right. So there's 2 wrists. Three. Yo, come back here. Four. 5. And six. Whew. Now only all these to trim. Sorry. We got the Red Bull. We'll need the energy for this. All right, so these clean up shitty. Because they're round. All right, well, look at that. That's awful. I guess we're sanding. One. This is the most tedium I've ever had in making a kit. Well, at least holding them like that is a little... If I hold it like this, I can trim and spin. It's not the best, but it's a little quicker. Anything that speeds the process up. Two. Well, it's 10, but 2 arms worth, I guess, is what I mean. Oops. move that a little bit closer so I can work directly over it. Two. Three arms are done. We're halfway done trimming the fingers. I don't know why they couldn't have like made these fingers all out of like one larger part. Like one part with 5 fingers attached. Why it needs to be, or like why the knuckles couldn't be attached onto the I don't know. There has to be some sort of manufacturing reason for it. Feels like they could have done a lot better. Four hands are done. Well, 4 hands are cut. The last 5. Here we go. Oh, That must have been the one that broke free. I'm like, there is a missing nub on this. The last finger. I'm gonna miss doing this. No, I'm not. All right. Holy cow. All right, that's enough nipping for now. We are going to have to sand. Probably not a lot. But just enough to be annoying. All right. Yo, stop it. Let me. All right. So, how do these just go on however? It looks like they just go on however. Some of these are not bad. Some of them are. Good thing is I can kind of hide the bad spots because these can rotate. These were fixed. So I can put these on so that the good side's facing out on all of them. Alright, so there's one hand completely done. Why that had to be so many parts? Why does one hand have to be 11 parts? Look for the good side. Two. Whoa. This is like crazy amounts of excess. Every one of these fingertips is a gun barrel. And they're bigger than a bazooka because you can see that bazooka. So like why do we need 30 mega beam rifles when everything else he has is weapons? I mean, I guess why not, right? You know, it does clean up a lot nicer. Those will be the back hands. We'll clean up the front hands because the back is hidden in everything. That's why it's the back. Nobody's going to see the back. But we know it's there. So we'll do some extra sanding on all the front because I hate to admit that the sanding makes it look so much better. And it's so much cleaner. And it's not a lot of time. It's just like awkward picking it up, rotate the part. If I could figure out a way to like rotate this without having to let go, we'd be in business. All right, that one. It's going to be a front wrist. I need like a miniature lathe that I can put these on that'll spin them, and I can just hold the tool up against it. Then I'd be in business, huh? But this should be it. This should be the last day of the stream of this kit. Just kind of wild. Oh. Probably just shy of wait, so we got 5, 3, and 5, 8. So we got 18 hours of work to get to where we are. Just sitting in this chair working on this for 18 hours on a high grade. So I'm about halfway done. A little more than halfway done, but I just got an idea that may help, depending on how I hold these. We'll see. So if I hold it like this, I can, oh, that's hard. That's an awkward angle. But I can file that one. I can file that one. I can sand that one without letting go. So we're gaining a little bit of efficiency towards the end. No, we didn't do a good job. We didn't do a good job there. We're not going to sacrifice quality control in the name of efficiency. Ten more to go. So what do we want to do Saturday? What do we want to do going forward? Do we want to do some more model building? Or do we want to do some gaming? Some mecha gaming? Because I got a bunch of mecha games. But I really didn't think much further than this this kit. As I said, I want to come back to streaming, and I want to do this kit when I'm finally back. So We did. We tackled that. So I don't know what to do from now on. I got plenty of old games. Maybe I'll play Carnage Heart. Maybe we can sit down on Saturday and try and figure out Carnage Heart. Because that's a mecha building game. It's the Thinking Man's Armored Core, I guess. That's like Armored Core plus programming. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Carnage Heart, but I think it's based on Mars. It's like a mining colony type thing where these companies are like going to war on Mars, and you're the like arms dealer. You're not the arms dealer, but you're like the defense contractor that like builds these robots. OKEs, they're called like overkill engines, and they're all automated. Like the player doesn't. You don't play as the robot. It's like Armored Core. You play as the Armored Core, but in this you build it up, but then you program it. There's like a whole programming map, and it's a basic like if then else loop, but it's like tiled, where like you start in the upper left. So I guess on my screen here you start in the upper left and you work your way across to the lower right, and you just put like if then else checks, and the robot follows your programming. And it's usually spectacularly bad, but it's something like if you put a radar on him, then he gets like the radar scan options and stuff, and it'll be like take a sweep with your radar, and then if there's an enemy within 15 meters, turn to face the enemy. Advance, and then if there's an enemy within gun range, fire at him. And then there's like the else, take 10 steps forward. So it's like it's going to sweep, and if it doesn't find anything, it's going to take a few steps forward and sweep again. And if it doesn't find anything, it's just going to do that. And like it's kind of weird because in your head, I mean, it's like regular programming. I only ever programmed in BASIC, and I was never really serious with it. But everything works in your head until you hit run, right? That's just how programming is. And you're like, all right, he's gonna look for enemies. If he doesn't find any, he's gonna advance. If he does find any, he's gonna like engage and destroy the enemy until there's none left. And then you hit start, and he just stands there spinning in circles. And you're like, what is it doing? Like, how did it get to this part of the loop? So I remember playing that probably as a 15-year-old. I wanted a mech game, and I got that. And it was not fun. Like, it wasn't... And it wasn't that it wasn't fun, but it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted like an action game, and it was like a programming game. And I'm like, what? And I know they've made a few Carnage Heart games like as follow-ups. I think for the PSP, there's a pretty good Carnage Heart game. But it was not something I really sat down and enjoyed. And that's always been one of the things where I'm like, I want to go back and get into that game. Something I always like. You've always wanted to get around to. got a nice circle imprinted into my thumb from pinching so many of these things. Look at that. Where'd it go? The last one. We finally dropped it. But it took us till the very last one before we dropped anything, so that's good. I mean, we almost made it without dropping anything, but... Now we attach the hands to the wrists. Right. Now we need 6 of those things. I know several of these have already broken off. All right, well, at least one. Because this thing was like always kicking around, and I'm like, where did this come from? All right, now do we need these? Like, I don't think I've used any of those parts. Where do they go? Are they optional parts? Doesn't look like we use them at all. So let's check. WB1. Do we throw them away? WB1. Yep. We don't need any of them. Junk. So those go onto the pile. Three. Four. Five. X. Now, do these lock on? How do these go on? They just kind of like float? Or do they just... Oh, they just sit on there like that. Okay. Right. Now, is that... What do we do? What do we do? Next, we got to build... Oh, 2 more of those. 4 more of those. But we're almost done. We got an hour to go still, so maybe we are going to finish early. Another one. Another falls. Can't believe I'm coming to the end of this kit. When I was like scooping out these parts, I was like, I'm gonna be building this thing forever. Let's get these up here. Because they're part of the kit. That one's done. That one's done. Holy cow. All we have left. This is all the runners we have left, and I don't even know if we use these parts. Let's check. X2. X2, W, X2. Nope, we don't use that. So that's done. X1, we don't use that, so that one's done. Q. Q, we don't use any of those 3, so that one's done. Now these parts are just parts for the beam glaives, which we're not putting in his hand. So WI1. So we need all those, but I think they're used for like attaching the hoop thing. We don't have that. So we're done with these. So we done. We done. Well, with the exception of the shoulders and getting the arms in there. But this is exciting. Altison, what is up, man? We are approaching the end of a long road. Ugh. I don't even think I'm going to be able to assemble these arms on my desk. I may have to just use my webcam because this is too big to work here. It won't even fit under the camera. So I may just have to use that camera. Whoa. Those are done. I thought that this would be closer to filling up this shot glass with nubs than we are. But that's all right. That wasn't like the main goal. Main goal was to build this damn kit. And oh boy, I have a lot of water slides to put on. I still have this many to put on. But they're all very, very large, so it's not like a full sheet of Verka warning stickers or something. Those are like unnecessary, but I feel like you should do them anyway. I do them anyway, so it's kind of my own fault, I guess. All right, one. Oh, these are these damn parts that like I closed up wrong when I was doing them for the two shoulders, and I had to like fight for 10 minutes to get them apart because I was putting this in and these ridges got caught. Like this part was too low. Yeah. Let's avoid doing that because holy cow, that was a chore to get these two parts apart. Oh, I did it again. No, I didn't. All right, I was very close. Very, very close. Very, very sneaky, sir. All right. So the 4 elbows are in. Shoulders, I guess. Now, they go in the top like so. All right. So those are done. How the hell do we want to do this? Do we want to put it up on the boosters and get the whole thing? I feel like we kind of do, don't we? But it's going to be so friggin' top heavy and scary. I think we have to do it on this camera. It'll save some weight if we take that off. This thing's crazy. Are we centered? No. Well, we're kind of centered. I think for the sake of it not falling, we're going to move it over a little bit more. All right, so these are the good arms. Oh, why don't those go in? Oh, come on. You should see the pile of empty runners on the floor. I'll take a picture of that after, maybe. There we go. So the arms are on. Now for the back arms. How do we want to do these? I kind of wanted to do the whole weird yoga pose thing, but I don't really know how. Sorry, the chair keeps rotating, so it's right in the way, huh? Why is that one so far, so much further out? Oh, because it's back and then up. I see. This is the most ridiculous. It's like I could put my head on it. Alright. So now I gotta try and get some sort of symmetry here. Whoa, why did that one turn? That is very loose. That's not good. They're not very symmetrical or very easy to mess with. Good God. All right. So all 6 arms are on there. Now I got to get this little guy inside the cockpit. There are specific instructions on how to do that. That thing is so big. Just looking at it in my own screen, and I'm like, damn, that's large. All right, sorry. Um, so I don't really know how to get this guy in there all that well. We got to take the bazooka out of the hand. That's step one. Oh my gosh, the thing just crumbled. Holy cow. All right, well, saves me having to take it apart.
Yeah, I dropped the damn hand. Where did it go? There's like nothing under the desk but cables.
And I can't find it. Carpet Monster claimed another part.
Ow.
There it is. All you got to do is look in the right area, huh? So let's get, oh, there we go. Get the hand open. Get the fist back on the arm. Take the shield off. So, here's our little guy. And it looks like we... Oh, I figured it out. I figured it out. All right. Looks like we get in an extreme kneeling position. Spread the knees and how do those come off? Those come off. Alright, they just go straight up. So they come straight down. There we go. Ouch. What's up, man? I'm now understanding why they told me to cut that when I didn't want to. God damn it. Alright. Let's cut it, even though I still don't want to. Ooh, that pains me to cut that. But I now understand it. I'm picking up... Oh, God, this is all falling apart. I'm picking up what they're putting down. This kit is ridiculous. As you can see, by the fact that I now have to stand up to work on it. Alright, so how do they want the arms? I'm going to put the arms straight out in front and hope that that helps. But they want me to knees out, or knees severely bent, hips splayed, crotch. You know what I'm gonna need? I'm gonna need light. Hang on a sec. I gotta get a flashlight. All right. So we got to try and get the peg of his crotch onto, or the hole in his crotch onto the peg in the armor. And there's not enough light in here to do that. I think I got it. So now I gotta get this back on. Now, gotta work from the back, close up those legs. All right. I think I may need to take the leg armor off. It's like too much bulk. Oh, there we go. Whoa, there we go. Now it's seated right in there. That's in. Whew. All right. And then I think I take the shield and cover up the butt flap with that, right? Does it go up? It goes up. I did wonder what that was for. Didn't know it was for attaching the shield onto. All right. So the bazooka, I guess, could stay in his hand, but I don't know. Let's try it. What quests did I do or not do? Almost everything in the Northern Barrens is done. I did Centaurs up until counterattack, because that's a bitch and a half. All of Samoflange. Pretty much everything up north. I don't mind running it all with you again. I mean, I know I'll be ahead of you in experience, but I'll We can just hop on and you can do your quests and I'll just run with you. I mean, you know, I just want to play rogue, that's all. I didn't really want to like start an alt. So I was just like, yeah, I mean, so are you playing now? Because I did the entire Samaflange. I did the Cat's Eye Emerald. I did everything. I did like yeah, okay. So pretty much everything Northern Barrens is done. I did the kill all the harpies because they're fucking harpies and I hate them. But we got them all killed, including the leader, because she gives a nice dagger and I wanted that. It's a 1.4 attack speed. That's so sick for an offhand. God damn it. That thing just exploded. Well, that's enough of that then. So, I could put the beam rifle in his hand. That won't piss me off. The bazooka, this bazooka is just horrible. That's the real problem with it. Well. Yeah, I would work on everything in North. I did all the altered snapjaws, like the test the seeds, get the altered samples. I did all of the coal car quests. I did Cat's Eye. I went in there twice because you got to get the Samoflange. I didn't realize that. You need the Samoflange. Is that a different hand or something? I think it's got to be a different hand. I didn't realize you need to go into the cave twice, so I went in for the Cat's Eye Emerald, got it, came out. Then I found out you need to go in for the Samoflange manual, so save yourself a trip doing both while you're in there. I pretty much just have to head down to Camp Torajo and start there. Past that, most of the other stuff's done. Did you see that trailer for War Thunder I sent you? That looks sick. Looks like we're getting F-15s, Su-35s, MiG, Mirage 4000s. Some good shit. JAC 39s. All top tier stuff. I know you don't play top tier yet, but it's still all good shit. Here's what I'm looking for. Where are the hands? We need a different hand for holding this beam rifle. Now this is the part of these builds that I always hate, where like I get to the end and I'm like, I'll have him holding this weapon, and it just doesn't work. So I'm like, oh, well, what can I put in his hand? The bazookas on these suck. I've never seen something this poor. Which is why I'm like, all right, we'll go with a beam rifle then. That was a weird noise. It sounded like somebody's walking around in my house. That's weird because I live alone. So you guys may watch me get abducted on live stream. Sweet. All right. I don't know which one is which, so I'm just gonna hope one of these fits. Let's hope this fits. It don't. Crap. All right. Well, fuck it. Fuck it. Whatever. It's in. It's good enough. Do we have like another just dynamic hand? Because I will totally use that and not put something in his hand. I don't know if we do. Where was the dynamic hand? Oh, that picture of him holding both of those is such a lie. Oh, what a lie. You can't hold that shit. Where are the hands that hold the beam glaives? That's all I want to know. Oh, there we are. No, maybe it's just the normal hand. I don't know. Close that up. There we go. Yeah, he holds the beam glaive, all right. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Although, I don't like how loose it is, so we are going to... Let's go back to this camera. Gonna put a little bit of glue in here. Just to keep the fingers from opening up, keep the beam from sliding in the hand. All right, so that's nice and tight. This is all crap. All this is crap. This kit is ridiculous and over the top, so we're going with the ridiculous, over the top, enormous, asymmetrical beam axe slash blade. So it's like a sword and an axe. There we go. That looks sick. We're gonna go with this. That looks cool. Let's get that in the hand. Oh, what just fell off? I think it was a water slide. Damn it. All right. There are so many water slides still to go on this thing. You know, it really is. Honestly, the reason I went with a melee weapon is because I can't get any of the ranged. Whoa, I heard something moving. It was this thing rolling. But I thought it was this thing like slowly shifting, and I'm like, oh my god. I certainly agree that melee weapons look dumb. Because it's like, it's so big. How are you going to get close to it? But the problem with the guns is most of the guns for this kit, the bazookas heft on the shoulder. It can't support the weight with just the wrist because it's that like funky... Because it can only like get its wrist up, it can't do like a human can tip the wrist forward. They put a severe angle on the bazooka, which means most of the weight has to rest on the shoulder, and it can't once it's in the cockpit because it's like the shoulder's blocked by the rest of the armor. So the bazooka doesn't, it like falls forward and it looks really bad. So I tried the sniper rifle and I was like, I just didn't like the way it looked. And I didn't want to leave his hand empty. So I said, well, we're just going to put a ridiculous beam weapon in there. We'll pose it up a little bit afterwards. He's just kind of like stock pose for now. But, holy cow, this is a big kit. For reference, there's the GP01. The rail grade, but it's not, I guess it's kind of blurry. It's not super focused on that, but whatever. Oh my god, that's so much friggin' plastic. Ugh. Doesn't the Dendrobium have like a underside like claw that has like a blade that comes like a beam blade or something? I don't remember. I have the kit. I don't even remember what it has. I feel like it has like a long... Yeah, it almost looks like crab claws or something, but they're hanging on the underside. And it... Like they open up, and I don't know if it comes out of the middle of the claw or how it works, but it has gigantic like... Which that makes sense, because that's like a, if you're getting in close, self-defense type thing. This is kind of dumb. Like, I don't even know why you'd hold a sword in this thing. That's what I'm thinking of then. I remember there was something that the claw underneath had like a gigantic effect kit blade that's like this long that comes out from underneath it. Well, there we have it. That kit was ridiculous. I don't know what to do with these top arms. They're not symmetrical yet. I could get them symmetrical, but I don't really know. I'll figure something out. I also hate these holes. They're literally holes. You can't see it that well. It's a hole right there and right there. Technically, the bazooka was supposed to like come apart and just plug into that hole, and it looks terrible. I'm like, that looks dumb. I'd rather plug the hole. Wrong window. I'd rather plug the hole than do what they suggest. So, can we zoom in? Like this, too much light. This is a lie. There's like no way he can hold the two bazookas like that, because you can see his shoulder is down here. This is like up and over. Like they would have had to pull him out to get those bazookas up over his shoulder. Anyway, they tell you pull the end out of the bazooka and just like plug it into that hole. That looks dumb. And like they have this here where they're like, yeah, put the beam rifles in each hand, just full extension, and then like the dumb looking bazookas that just come out of that hole. I don't want to do that. I don't think that looks good. However, the flip side is to just like have a hole there. Like so. Where there's just a hole. Yes, I just saw the crab claws comment. Yes. Yes, Paul. The crab claws. Also, go away, Paul. You're fired. So this, they just show you like he's just kind of chilling with his arms down, which probably makes the most sense. They also tell you to like just put the arms back like this and take off all the guns. But like, what's the point of building all that if you don't use it? And then, yeah, there's the holes just hanging out. Stupid. This looks even more dumb. The double beam glaive. Like, who are you going to fight? You're going to hit your own suit with that. Anyway, that was quite a wild ride. I'm going to mess with the positioning of the whole kit. But mostly, I mean, it doesn't really move other than the arms. I'm going to try and find a pose that I think the arms look good in. And I'm going to try and do something with these back cannons. If it means maybe just spinning them around and locking them so we can't see them. If it means having them all come up like that. Whatever. I think I only watched Narrative once. Doesn't the guy in Narrative go absolutely nuts and fire like every single arm at the same time? I remember just it looked like a friggin' disco ball with just beams in every single direction. And then it kind of slowly disintegrated and fell into the ground. It wasn't alive for very long. The Phoenix kicked the shit out of this thing, as ridiculous as it is. So I guess that should speak to how even more ridiculous the Phoenix is, right? Oh, that was it. That's the water slide that popped off. That's what fluttered down. So somebody had asked me if I had a Discord, and I said no. And I don't know if I should start one because I wouldn't use it much. But I do want a place where I can post everything that I have in my backlog if people want to like make a suggestion for like what to build next. So I might just start a Discord with the intent of like just go there to vote on what you want me to build next type thing rather than hey, I have a place where we can all hang out and chat type thing, cuz as Altison said it would probably be everyone from Comrades. Well, it wouldn't be everyone. It would be everyone minus that one guy who doesn't like me. What's his name? Conry? Yeah, I think. He like went nuts one day, started saying all sorts of weird shit to me, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Who are you even talking to? And then yeah, so who's the other guy? Rensu or I forget his name. Let me look up his name. If I see him in there. You shouldn't like me as a person. But I did have a good laugh. This is the guy who doesn't like me. Yeah, he doesn't like me as a person. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it was Rensu or something. He was asking me. I think so. I don't have all the names going on Discord. I don't have the sidebar. Where's the sidebar? Come back out. Anyway, whatever. He was talking about the reissue of the Armored Core kits, and he said he had a friend that built one, and he said it was very fragile, and he said there's two of them, and he wasn't sure which one was which. And I said there's one called like the movie color with like the VOB boosters and everything, and then there's a second one that doesn't have the boosters. And he was trying to figure out which one was not fragile, and I said get the one that is not the, I think they call it movie color version. I said don't get that one. That is pearlescent. The normal one is white. The pearlescent one is very brittle, and that's the one that incessantly falls apart. There's been like 3 or 4 videos that I've watched of people complaining about how poor that one is. I think it's because the pearlescent plastic is much more brittle. It doesn't hold together very well, and the whole thing. Okay, yeah. So that conversation was me telling him get the normal one, not the VOB booster movie color version. And Conry, in the middle of that conversation, was like, "Yup, okay, I'll get whatever one I want though." And I was like, "Okay." Like I didn't say anything. It was like weird passive aggressive, but I didn't know if I was reading it wrong, I guess. So then Rensu was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I don't want the one that's really brittle." Yes, it sucks. Yeah. I built some pearlescent Gundam kits, and they're no good. Like you almost can't even paint them. Like whatever it is in the plastic makes them so smooth. It's almost like using a marker on glass. Like the ink doesn't go onto the plastic, paint doesn't go onto the plastic, and it's that same type of plastic for the VOB movie color version. So I was given Rensu, a dry erase marker might work. I was just giving him some advice between the two kits. And like 3 or 4 times, Conry kind of like said something really stupid, and I thought I was reading it wrong. So I kind of gave him like a, dude, nobody's talking to you. Like, I don't know whatever. And he's like, well, 3 or 4 times you told me which one, like, I shouldn't get and this and that. And I said, I'm talking to Rensu. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was kind of like, you're telling me which one I can't get and all this other stuff. I said, I'm talking to Rensu. He asked the difference between the kits. And I'm telling him this one is cool and it's not the brittle one, because he asked which one the brittle one was. And he even agreed. And he's like, yeah. And he explained, like, this is the one that I want. And then in in the Discord, he was like, well, maybe I read the whole conversation wrong. And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, go away. Like, I didn't think much of it. And then I looked and it was like, you have a new message from somebody who, or like a new message from somebody on Discord. So I was like, who's this? And I looked and Conry sent me a DM or private message or whatever it's called on Discord. And he was like, I admit the conversation I read the conversation wrong, but it still doesn't change the fact that I don't like you as a person. So that's probably why I read it that way. Good thing the block feature exists for a reason. And I'm like, you don't know me as a person. I've never talked to you. I just kind of talk about the few things that I'm on the Discord to talk about. What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe he just had a bad day or a bug up his ass, but yeah, he had like a little meltdown in the Discord, and then he sent me a DM melting down. I didn't even reply. I didn't even like. I don't think he knows to this day if I've read it because he didn't get like the so and so has read your chat, but whatever. Maybe he just had a bad day and felt like taking it out on me because I was answering somebody's question. So I can't imagine he'd join my Discord, but maybe he likes me as a person all of a sudden. I don't know. Maybe he would. Can't write him off, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, I got a lot of stickers I still have to put on this, but I don't think I'm going to do that on stream. I think we're kind of done with everything that we're going to do with this. I don't know what I'm going to do Saturday. I didn't have anything planned. I was just going to kind of work on this until we were done. So Saturday has suddenly been freed up, so maybe I could start a new kit. As you can see, the giant boxes. It came in 2 friggin' boxes. I can pack all that crap up and get that out of here. Maybe we can start a new kit. Maybe we can play a game. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll get some dry erase markers and we'll cover all over our pearlescent plastic and we'll see how fancy we can make it. Anyway, I'm done. I'm impressed. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think it's going to fit on my screen, but it'll dominate the whole shelf once we get it up there. Thank you guys for hanging out, for chatting, for lurking, for viewing, for everything, for just watching me put this whole thing together. And I apologize for how boring it was the early this stream because I had to cut all 30 fingers out and each hand is like 16 parts and I had to do it 6 times. And I'm sitting there like, I'm like, who would be watching somebody do this? This is mind numbing. But we got it. We're done. We powered through it. And now I have to clear off my entire shelf to find room to put this son of a bitch up there. So thank you guys once again. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're doing Saturday. But 3 p.m., whatever it is, we'll be doing it then. So hope you guys have a good evening. Hope you enjoyed watching this whole thing get built. If you ever wanted to know. Because I always did wonder how involved it was. We'll find a place. I kind of want to put the Zeong up there and then maybe the Dendrobium next to it. But the Dendrobium is like long. It's not big. We'll find. We'll make it work. Whatever it is. And yeah, whatever we're doing Saturday. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It was 3 hours and then 5 on the week. So it's 8, 16, and then another 3, 16, 19, 20, 24, 23 hours to put that whole thing together. But that counts the high grade that's inside there. The first 8, we're just building this little guy. So 16 for the actual enormous kit. So I'm impressed. I never... chatting time, yeah, there is some chatting time, but it's a nice distraction, I guess. I never thought I'd own one of these. It was always one of those like, oh my gosh, that's like the legendary Neo Zeong kit. And when I saw one back in, I think May, I put the pre-order in, and then it didn't ship until November. But we got it. And I've been like, the more Gundam I've watched, I watched everything, almost everything Gundam. I have not. It's easier to list what I've not watched. I have not watched Witch from Mercury, The Origin, or Hathaway's Flash, or like that stupid shit. Like the what's the live action thing that they did? I didn't watch any of that, but so I've kind of been like, I want to watch other stuff now. So I've been watching like Super Robot stuff. I've been watching random stuff. The more like other stuff I watch, I appreciate it so much more. I don't know. Gundam like was cool, so cool for the longest time, and then like I don't know. I think the community wore me out. Like Gundam Twitter, that place is tough, man. I don't know. I've just been like, really watching Mazinger Z, and as much of it is like a monster flavor of the week, it's just like 70s super robot goofy goodness. Makes me want to go look for other like super robot kits. I know they did a Gal Gaigar real grade. That'd be kind of fun to put together. They're doing a lot of I think Motoroid or Kotobukiya. I think Motoroid did most of the Mazinger or Mazen Kaiser or any of the versions of Mazen kits. Yeah, it's just like goofy. You know, you watch like there is character development stuff, so it's not like that, but like it's just a goofy like Dr. Hell creates a crazy robot and then Mazinger finds a way to defeat it. It's like that's the formula. That's all you needed. It's like silly. You pop. It's like junk food, but it's cool. I like real robots. The idea of a real robot is cool, but Gundam is kind of like blurring the line. Like when it started, it felt like real robot, but like they just tried to do more and more and more with it. And I don't even mind the new type space magic, whatever. I get it because the robot is still like a real robot. It's something that is just like a machine that you fight in. That's what it is. But like the longer it goes on, Gundam is really blurring the line with like the GN particles and the freaking everything Barbatos does that like turns into a beast, and I'm like there's a lot of other mech anime out there that like embraces the fact that it's a cartoon, and I think that's what is so refreshing after watching so much Gundam and seeing so many fucking peckerheads on Twitter argue about like Zeta is superior because of the, and I'm just like, just have fun, like what you like. And that's what like super robots, it's just like it's goofy and it doesn't matter if it makes sense. And like Dr. Hell makes the most ridiculous robot and there's no way to defeat him, but in the last second the robot has some new attack that you've never seen before and it beats him, and it's like, who cares? It's just a cartoon. It's not fucking real life, people. Stop being so dramatic. Just all robots are cool. Not like, oh no, this is the only one. Oh, yeah, whatever. And it's just been like a breath of fresh air, I guess. So it makes me want to dive more into that goofy shit and watch more super robots and build more super robots. And I built one of the Mazen Kaiser kits, and it was Motoroid and it was horrible. I cut my hand on it. Like the parts are so sharp that like trying to push a part in punched right in through my thumb, and I bled so bad. And I didn't do a good job on that kit because they did a horrible gate placement. Like they did a bad job with it. Let's shrink this and move this real quick. And which kit was it? I don't know what kit it was. I don't know. This is it. Oh, it's the Kotobukiya kit, not Motoroid. Come on. this kit. I built this kit, and it sucks. Oh, what's going on here? It looks sick. It looks so cool, but it is not as cool as it appears. These little like screw-shaped pieces on the wrist are individual parts, and the gates that they put on them are like on the edges, like this part here, and there's like thick gates. So cutting it out is nothing but cleanup. Like you got to clean this whole edge up, but yeah, they're outside visible, like on, and every single one of these, each wrist has 8. So there's 2 gates on the front and then 1 on the top. So there's 3 visible gates per part. There's 8 on each arm, 16 total. I'm like, there is so much cleanup. It's so horrible. And I pushed, like, getting these things into the, like, this black wrist is just a cylinder. Pushing these in, that corner, like, you can't really see it, but, you know, that corner right there, pushed into my thumb. Like I pushed so hard that my skin gave way and it buried into my thumb before it actually like pushed into the plastic, and it hurt so bad. Oh man. Yeah, like that corner went right into my thumb. And these wings are like, the thickest part of those wings is like, yeah, you did say that. And I agree. It's just like, it's very sharp, and it just like, oh, it sucks. Like, it was like the peg was bigger than the hole, and I was almost forcing it in. So these wings, if I had to guess, they're like 3/8 inch thick, and they are very heavy. I think this whole wing unit probably weighs like 12 ounces, maybe almost a pound. So when you put it on him, as you can see, it does not stand up without an action base behind it. Like, it just falls over constantly. And then another weird thing about this kit was this leg armor that looks really good. Yeah, that's why, because this is the exact pose. They just photoshopped out the fact that it can't stand up like that without putting an action base behind it. So this leg armor, it looks really cool, but that's not how it is. Like, there's a center post that's actually supporting the weight, and this entire leg piece freely rotates around it. So like, you rotate it all the way in to close up this hip joint. I don't really know how to describe it. Yeah, so like, when it's like this, it's rotated all the way to the back to close up this joint. But when you look at it from the front, like, it's just very clumsy. Like, this kit looks awesome, but it was not awesome. I didn't like it at all. But it's a Kotobukiya kit. They're not that great. Like, if Bandai did something like this, I know Bandai did the Infinitism kits, I think. I wish they did more kits like, because I'd love to build this kit, but it just doesn't look good. So whatever, we'll get to it. Yeah, they make like it's like it was a cool design in theory, because like, yeah, like you said, it's the waist joint it's the waist with the hip joints all locked in there, and then like just the thigh rotates completely around it, and like you make a pose, and then you have to like rotate the armor to match the pose. It was very awkward. And then sometimes it's a little too heavy, so you rotate it and then you let go and it slides back. And I'm like, come on. So it's whatever. Bandai set the bar too high. That's really what the problem is. Other kits are just not as good as Bandai kits. So when I look at Motoroid or Kotobukiya kits, and the colors don't match, and you have to paint pretty much every single detail, and the kits have more cleanup than anything else because they don't even like side gate it, they like front gate it. It's just like right front and center. I'm like, oh my god. they almost want you to paint everything. And I said enough times before, if I had a paint setup, I wouldn't mind it. I'd probably put one of those kits together, paint the hell out of it, make it look awesome. But for now, I just build out a box and detail up the best I can. Maybe someday, but that day is not today. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out, listening to me blow off some steam. Yeah, if you guys have any kits in my backlog back there that you want to see, let me know. We can figure something out. Some of them I'm not wanting to build just because there's like painting, and I'm like, I want to hold off on that until I can paint the kit. Because unfortunately, I found out a lot of even Bandai kits have some paint, like the Strike Rouge. For whatever reason, I gotta paint most of that because they didn't feel like correct color, and that was annoying. But anyway, I'll get a full list of my kits somewhere and get suggestions what you guys want to see me build up and what you see me want to play. I think Saturday we're gonna play some games. What? I don't know yet. So stay tuned. I will probably announce on Twitter when I figure out what we're gonna play. So anyway, thank you guys once again for lurking, chatting, watching, rolling your eyes as I cut out 30 fingers and had to sand them down for almost an hour. Because I about fell asleep on my own stream doing, not really, but it was just boring. Is that out yet? I would definitely rock that Grendizer game. I think like it might be digitally out, but it's not like physically out. Like if I wanted a physical copy, I don't think I could get it, but it might be on like the Play Store. I'll look for that. If I can find that, hell yeah, that's what we're doing Saturday, Grendizer. I was gonna wait for a physical copy, but honestly, I don't care. Stuff like that, it's whatever. Oh, come on. Anyway, thank you guys. I am going to go grab some food and awesome. All right, yeah, I'll look on the Play Store. I think it got a North America launch. I think. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But that's what we're doing Saturday then. I'll figure out how to get a copy. So until Saturday, hope you guys have a good rest of your nights. And that $40, yeah, that's hell. That's a good price. That's like a. Oh wait. Oh, all right. Because I wasn't sure. I thought it was like next year-ish, but I thought somebody said they bought it already. Maybe they meant they pre-ordered it. I don't really remember. We'll figure something out. We'll get to it. I did just get a mech game, an old mech game. I don't know if that's what we'll do Saturday, but I picked this up because it was because why not? Why would you not want to play Jumping Flash? Okay, so maybe Steam was what somebody said they were what they got it on. Because I was gonna say I wanted it on console. But if it's on Steam, maybe I'll just get it on Steam. Yeah, the big case, the old long box. This is in great condition, too. This was one of the first games I ever played when PlayStation launched. I think I never played the actual game. I think I just played it on a demo disc. And I was always like, look, when they even put the foam in there, because the case was so big, the disc would move around. I saw this and I was like, that's an awesome condition, and I wanted that game. And it's like mecha robot puzzle jumping whatever. I was gonna play this around Easter, but I was just like, what mecha game did I just get recently? Oh yeah, Jumping Flash. This was a lot harder to find than Jumping Flash 2. I don't know why. But this game was fun. We'll figure something out. So, anyway, thanks, guys. And I will see you Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Till then, take care.